Bet. You all right now? Good shit. Oh, let me turn my lights on. My lights on, y'all. Damn, why is it coming on? Hold up. Damn. I bet. Good shit. Good, y'all niggas. Shoot. Hey, y'all, I ain't not feel like going live tonight. Let me change the light. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. So, what's good? You said what? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You good? You good? I might not be on for that long though, so I might call you during the night if you're still up. Alright. Alright, Alright, y'all, hold up. Man, what the energy at? A bit. How am I working? Hold up. Man, what the energy at? A bit. How am I working? Hold up. Man, what the energy at? A bit. How am I working? Hold up. Man, what the energy at? A bit. How am I working? Hold up. Man, what the energy at? A bit. How am I working? Hold up. Man, what the energy at? A bit. How am I working? Hold up. Man, what the energy at? A bit. How am I working? Hold up. Man, what the energy at? A bit. Oh my god. How am I working? Hold up. Man, what the energy at? A bit. Oh my god. How am I working? Hold up. Man, what the energy at? A bit. Oh my god. How am I working? Hold up. Man, what the energy at? A bit. Oh my god. How am I working? Hold up. Man, what the energy at? A bit. Oh my god. How am I working? Hold up. Man, what the energy at? A bit. Oh my god. How am I working? Hold up. Man, what the energy at? A bit. Oh my god. How am I working? Hold up. Man, what the energy at? A bit. Oh my god. How am I working? Hold up. Man, what the energy at? A bit. Oh my god. How am I working? Hold up. Man, what the energy at? A bit. Oh my god. How am I working? Hold up. Man, what the energy at? A bit. Oh my god. How am I working? Hold up. Man, what the energy at? A bit. Oh my god. How am I working? Hold up. Man, what the energy at? A bit. Oh my god. How am I working? Hold up. Man, what the energy at? A bit. Oh my god. How am I working? Hold up. What about now? What about now? What about that shit? Testing, testing. Hello. Testing, testing. Hello. Testing, testing. Hello. Oh my gosh, bro. Not this shit. Not this. But not this again, bro. Come on. Not this again, bro. This pissed me off, bro. This pissed me off, man. Can't stream in this hoe. Dang. Can't stream in this hoe. Alright, look. Hold up. Um, uh, um, uh, um, uh, um. That video could see if it works. That work? That work?
Waffles, red velvet, Oreo cookies and cream.
That work?
Waffles, red velvet, Oreo cookies and cream.
That work?
Waffles, red velvet, Oreo cookies and cream.
That work?
Waffles, red velvet, Oreo cookies and cream.
It's always gonna be like this. What about how that work? How that work? How that work?
Shortcake and banana pudding. Well, shortcake and banana pudding. Well, shortcake and banana pudding. Well,
Gosh.
shortcake and banana pudding. Well,
My gosh. Bro. Somebody baby mama. Somebody baby mama. Bro.
You know what I'm saying? Big Q.
Pop that thing, let it clap, let it clap. Pop that thing, let it clap, let it.
You know what I'm saying? Big Q.
Gosh, bro. This ain't make no sense. This ain't make no sense, bro. Gosh, bro. This ain't make no sense. This ain't make no sense, bro.
Live outside the credit union one. Live outside the credit union one.
Chat, like, bro. Chat, like, I feel like I'm freaking, like, I feel like I'm, like, not taking it serious, but I want to take this. I'm taking it seriously, but I feel like my mind's not in the right place now. It was just like last week, but I feel like now it's all over the place, bro. Like, got this internet stuff, bro. This shit like blowing me, bro.
Amphitheater, man. Coleslaw.
Got this internet stuff, bro. This shit like blowing me, bro.
Amphitheater, man. Coleslaw.
Got this internet stuff, bro. This shit like blowing me, bro.
Hello.
Why is it playing Sonic game? Yo, you know my channel name, you know my live stream name, you know my channel name? You said yes?
Yes.
Can you go like on there real quick and like just like see if the audio is straight? Like I'm about to play a video of some guy with a smoothie. Okay, I played a guy with a video with a smoothie. Now, can you check if like if it plays it all the time?
It was fine.
Wait, is it echoing? Is the sound echoing?
I could hear me on your live, but no, I don't think so. Hold on. Play the video.
Dang it. I'm playing.
Boneless chocolate chip cookies are about the easiest chocolate.
Okay, I played a video about chocolate chip cookies.
It's not. It's normal.
Give it a second if it might echo.
Huh?
Is it echoing?
No.
Okay, let me know if it does. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Alright. Alright. Oh, chat. We here. I'm so sorry for wasting time. Bro. I want to restart the stream, but nah, it's cool. Chat, we back. Okay. So, first off, I didn't get to stream yesterday because a whole bunch. It was some stuff yesterday. I had a football game. I had to go to the fair. Well, I didn't have to, but I got to the fair with my girl and her family and stuff. It was cool. It was real good. Spent some time with my crib for a little bit and stuff. We got food. Well, no, was that yesterday? No, that was Friday. No, I didn't stream Friday. Did I stream Friday? Nah, that was Friday. Then Saturday, I had went to my game. Then went to my cousin's house. Okay, so Friday, went to the fair. That was it that day. Went to the fair. Went to the gym too, I think. No. It was just the fair. Spent her time with her family and stuff. Her family was there. Then, on Saturday, had a football game. Then after the football game, went over to my cousin's prom set off. Yeah, and today went to my other cousin's. He had proposed, so that's what happened today. And yeah, now I'm streaming. Yeah, that was today. Today, my cousin had proposed. Yeah, that was really good. Very good. Not gonna lie, chat. What's the perfect age for y'all to marry? I feel like the perfect age to marry is like third, late 20s, and late 20s, like 28, 29, and early 30s. That's when I want to marry. Right. That's my ideal age. And to have kids, I ain't trying to have kids in my 20s. As right now, I'm trying to have kids when I'm at least in 30s because I like a sense of freedom. You know, when you have kids, like you gotta take care of them now, and then you gotta dedicate time to them. And I'm not saying that's bad at all, but like it's like dang, now I gotta like I gotta sacrifice my old life, and you get to take care of a new life, which is cool. Yeah, that's amazing, amazing. But if you're not mentally prepared for that, then I wouldn't go for that. You know, I'm saying this at my age right now. I'm 16, but still though, you just gotta think about that. Think about that. So I won't have kids until like in a minute. But I wanted to finish watching this video about Bluelock. So I'm a fan of this series right here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fan of this series. I've been watching Bluelock for like a long time. Not long time. What I started watching last year. Was last year or the year before? Year before? I don't know, but I've been watching Bluelock. And I've reading it for a minute. I'm very familiar with the series. I know everything about it. I do even do a tier list right now. But basically right now, I'm gonna finish watching this video, Bluelock versus French first half. And I ain't gonna lie, it's just interesting because like got Vivian Hugo. Someone said his name was Hugo Brandt, so his name is Vivian Hugo. He's a cool character.
Imagine being able to build anything.
Cool character, but I gotta see how good it is. If he's so-called New Gen 11, and like what's his specialty? Each person has a specialty. Kaiser had his Kaiser impact. He's a good striker. All that per great shot power. Sai has his passing, the IQ, playmaking, dribbling. Lorenzo has his defense instead of his zombie dribbling. Luki has his speed, so Bunny has his hops. All that. So I'm wondering what like these niggas got.
Just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform made for anyone with an idea and a drive to bring it.
Alright, so welcome back to a new video. Today I just have a little and sweet video for you. But then somehow, him dashing behind both RU on. We also for them to defeat France, who is currently the king of the soccer can change. After that, he starts to aura farm like crazy as he puts his hand out to Isagi, and his aura is through the roof as he tells him to know his
aura is the roof with glaze.
Highlighted here. Start head tell Hiyori at insane speed. However, is it too late? Maybe because Hiyori is already going into a crossing position. But we then see that Loki did manage to get there in time. But it was just the small little detail that he was absolutely tricked by Hiyori, who, instead of crossing it, drags the ball to his right and tells him that he was too late, which is super cold to say to the fastest character in the series, by the way. Anyway, we then see Hiyori almost lobbing the ball behind Loki and towards Bachira, who had snuck up behind Loki. Bachira gets it and looks super fired up as he says totes, which, yeah, I have no clue what that bro is on sometimes. We then move back to Renoir, who, it's actually insane how he has gotten more screen time than some of the Bluelock players in this match anyway. We move into his head as he says that it's Bachira again. He looks at the incoming monster closely and notes that he is right by the line, but that he won't let him make a close-up shot, which is kind of a respect moment, since Renoir is showing us that he is standing on straight business. However, as Bachira just gets closer to him, he then gets that face expression, like that he is up to something, as he then says that this, when he does something cool, and something cool, it sure is as he passes the ball to his right, instead of trying to do something by himself. Renoir right away looks where the ball is heading, and he is also kind of shocked that Bachira decided to go for a pass away from the goal. But just then we see that the ball was going to the chameleon Rio, who compliments Bachira's pass as he says that he is wide open. But after that, he can feel a grubby and huge hand going across his chest, and it's none other than Hugo, who we need a cool nickname for fast. But anyway, he asks Rio if he really is wide open, as he has him kind of grabbed. After that, Hugo's eyes start to spin like some sort of vortex, as he tells Rio that there is no shooting for him and calls him a copy machine. Rio, right in an instant, looks super crushed, like their whole plan has fallen into shambles. But then, after tricking Hugo for a little while, he gets a super huge grin as he laughs and asks him what he means by shooting, and that it's not even the plan. After that, we see that Rio made a pretend shot at the ground and let the ball go past him all the way back to someone else. Renoir is quickly looking at it intensely as he wonders just why Rio decided to ignore the ball. Hugo also looks back in a second, and someone asks him if he wasn't going to crush him with logic. After that, we see that it's Isagi who is going right to the ball and calls Hugo a second best bastard. With that, we also see his puzzle pieces going absolutely wild all around him. We then get a close-up of his face where he looks super ready and he says that this is his. But suddenly someone comes crashing right into his body and tells him that it isn't his just yet. Isagi is super shocked and caught off guard, but after that, we learn that it's Charles who tells him that the Contrarians are here, and he looks so sick. We then see Isagi looking back at Charles and letting out a sort of sigh towards him. After that, Charles decides that it's his time to start and yap. So he says that whenever Bluelock uses a pattern that they don't know, they keep a close watch on the most annoying spot. By that, he means where Isagi is, explaining to Isagi that that's his job. Isagi is really shocked by all of this, as in his head he says that there is no way, and that they ruined their first signal play. However, just then, we can see that not all the hope is lost just yet, as right by Isagi, we spot Rin, who calls out to him and tells him to pass it, looks super fierce and serious as he tells him to come over here. But as he looks at Rin, he thinks about Hugo's words as he told Isagi that if he embraces his destiny as second best, then Bluelock can get even stronger. Just then, we move back to Isagi, who looks super manic, and something we haven't seen him like for a while, as he then tells Hugo in his head to just keep his mouth shut, and that he is going to live as number one. And with that, he sends away the ball even with Charles trying his best to stop him. We even see Charles who looks super shocked by this. Under this, we can see Rin, who looks absolutely furious at Isagi. Meanwhile, we see Karasu for a quick second, whose eyes are glued onto the ball, and Bachira, who is just the same as Karasu. However, he encourages the ball and tells it to go. We then see the ball going past two of the PXG players and heading right towards the goal. But then somehow, as I'm lost for words, we see Renoir, who legit catches the ball in the last second with both his hands. Renoir looks super dope, as he explains that this is the only place that it could have gone. By him, we see Isagi, who looks to be frozen in shock by all of this. The commentators are also just lost for words, as they, with all that they can, scream that he stopped it. We also see the Japanese crowd being super mad and frustrated by this. After that, we move to Isagi, who is just trying to process it. But while doing it, Hugo walks by and tells him if he doesn't see it, telling him that without his two-gun volley or his direct shot, he is below an average striker, which is an insane thing and just an insane blow to Isagi. He continues as he tells Isagi that, at this rate, Bluelock will lose because of him. Isagi then finally looks back at Hugo, who straight up tells him that it's time to wake up, explaining to him that he as well can change. After that, he starts to aura farm like crazy as he puts his hand out to Isagi, and his aura is through the roof as he tells him to know his place and obey his destiny, which sounds so crazy. We also have Loki right by him, who has lightning in his eyes, which is super dope. We then move to Isagi, who has no idea what to say, as he just looks stunned. Under him, it's his best buddy Bachira, who thinks that there is no way. Under Bachira, it's Hiyori, who wonders to himself what they are going to do now. We then have Rin, who lets out a little annoyance sound towards Isagi, and we also have Ego under him. However, it seems like the thing that is going through all of their heads is that they can no longer use Isagi. However, someone who I doubt is sharing that thought is Karasu, who we can see is starting to fire up, and he looks super ready as he says, "Suitability and destiny." We then get to his eyes, which looks insane, like I don't know if we have ever seen Karasu look this dope, but he then says, "The world's best second best." And this is crazy because there is so many ways he could be interpreting it. We get right back into it, where we see Renoir, who previously stopped Isagi's shot, and he now is holding the ball in his hand, getting ready to throw it out. We see Ryu, who looks at this and says that this is bad. Aiku also comments, but is a bit more serious as he screams out to everyone that he's making a long throw counter. And because of that, he instructs all of the Bluelock players to move back. We then move to Rio, who seems to see something else as he screams to everyone that they need to watch out for Loki. And we then see Loki sprinting with everything that he can in the next panel. And not long after, Renoir actually throws the ball towards him, and we see him dashing behind both Ryu and Rin in a nanosecond. We then move to Henri on the bench, and she gets up and looks to be super worried as she screams Ego's name. She tells him that they keep anticipating their actions and explains that nothing is working anymore. She then faces Ego and asks him if he has a plan in mind already and if they should swap out their players. However, to our surprise, we see Ego just intensely watching the pitch while saying nothing at all. After that, the ball goes right to Loki, who traps it, and he gets a serious look on his face as he then goes one gear up and makes an awesome sprint forward, which leaves Hiyori right in the dust. But then we see the future number 1 of Bluelock and the best player ever, Chigiri, who tells Loki to wait up and calls him a speed. In his head, thinks he gets into his big eye. Karasu keep which is nothing shorter than that his abilities just aren't effective anymore. We then see him starting to get more and more furious as his puzzle pieces start to wither away into thin the whole claw.
This may be the last ad you ever see. Because with the free ad block extension from Capital One Shopping, you can say goodbye to
which looks insane, like whatever the authors are currently smoking on. I'm gonna have to get to pass to Karasu, who is just coming to his side. The France players seem to be in shock as they say that Hiyori is doing another side pass. Hiyori, on the other hand, thinks that this is great. He looks super serious as he explains that this threw off their defensive line, and then, in his head, he tells Karasu to just go ahead and shoot the ball now. We then move over to the crow himself, right on it. Some says that we all of the things them Rin and best ball up just like you on, and how this and tells Hiyori, or not even telling someone to Hiyori, what is this for match? Surely like as he asks who the hell it was that said that they couldn't make goals without Isagi, and I guess that it was France's game plan all along to just shut down Isagi and then win. However, Bluelock is much more than just that, even though Isagi still is the GOAT after all. We obviously also see Renoir trying his best to save the goal, but I'm guessing that his beginner's luck is over as he fails to stop the ball and it goes right into the back of the net, almost making a whole hole in the net due to sheer force of it. We then see the spectators being ecstatic over this as they scream out, and we then move over to the commentators as they scream goal over and over. We then see Hiyori and Karasu celebrating together, and Hiyori looks super happy. Meanwhile, Karasu is trying to stay nonchalant and aura farm. However, it looks like he is actually holding out his arms like an actual crow, which is cool. The commentators then continue such a screaming that they saying that it looked like he'd totally given up on scoring his own goal. We then get a close-up to his eyes as he starts to question if that is really okay, and if that doesn't go against everything that Bluelock stands for, and he does have a real point in that. Just then, when Isagi's mind is a bit scattered, Hugo comes by and asks him if he sees, telling Isagi that even if it's not him, there's someone with the brains and talent to be second best. He then takes his hand like always, trying to really become the mysterious anime villain, but no matter how much he tries, he can never be the GOAT Kaiser. Anyway, he continues and says that it's not bad, Bluelock, saying that this is the destructive power of utter suitability. We then see Isagi, who just sighs at him, but Hugo doesn't even seem to acknowledge that, as he keeps on going and tells Isagi that there is one more thing. If he also started acting like a second best up on the front line, then Bluelock could hold its own against France, and hear me out. That sounds so insane. Hugo doesn't stop there as he tells Isagi that he holds the team's destiny in his hands, and that's a real burden. And we can clearly see that on Isagi's face as he starts to look super confused about what to do as he just stands silent. But just then, when that happens, someone actually goes to grab his head, and that makes Isagi pull a really funny face. The player tells Isagi to just ignore him, explaining that their destiny is to devour each other to be the best. We then see that Rin isn't holding back at all, as he is really pulling Isagi's hair back while telling him that second best is so tepid, and honestly, I'm so on board with Rin, and I couldn't agree more. However, Isagi looks super, I don't even know the right word, but I guess like he's questioning everything, as he wonders to himself which way is the right way. We then get to the bench where we see Henri, who is super happy as she calls out to Ego, and tells him that they did it. She tells him that Karasu and Hiyori managed to create a new attack pattern, and that they still have a shot. Ego, however, is just silent before he tells Henri a straight up no. He then starts to look intense as he says that he didn't expect this and that he had no desire for this chemical reaction, and that's why Ego is the GOAT. Like, he is so cool. Henri, on the other hand, has no idea what he means as she just looks at him, confused. We then move back to Rin and Isagi, where Rin lets Isagi's hair go, and Isagi is left by himself, and he starts to wonder about just what he should believe in. After that, we see Karasu, Hiyori, Rin, Hugo, and Ego all behind him. Meanwhile, he turns into a really dark shadow as he questions just what it is that is happening in Bluelock. We then get to the commentators, who say that Bluelock Japan has caught up, explaining that this white-hot match is just getting started. Now, while that is going on, and everyone seems to be super happy, Isagi seems to be a bit concerned over all of this, as he looks confused and lost. He wonders to himself just what it is that is happening in Bluelock right now, wondering about where this team is trying to go. After that, he stands in the middle of the pitch completely alone, and it gets silent around him, as he can just question what it is that he should believe in. He looks over to Igo, who it looks like is looking towards Isagi himself, and Isagi says his name. Just then, Karasu comes by and calls out to Isagi, which sends Isagi back into reality real quick. Karasu looks super sweet as he puts out his hand and tells Isagi that they should keep on using this method. Now Isagi is just at a loss for words as he says that, but Karasu says that they are covering him too heavily, so the plans that they practiced aren't going to work. He continues and says that he is going to focus on helping to set up shots like what he just did now. Then his sweet expression turns into a much more serious one, as he explains that he will figure out new ways to score goals without Isagi, telling him that it's the only way that they can possibly beat France, and asking if he isn't right. Isagi looks at him, still a bit lost, as he just says, "Sure." However, it isn't there that everything ends, as Isagi really locks himself into the conversation, as he asks Karasu if he is okay with throwing away his life as a striker. Hearing that seems to leave Karasu in awe this time around, as he firstly looks to be confused as he just asks Isagi what he means, saying that it isn't like he is throwing it away. Karasu goes deeper into it as he says that he knows for a fact that Isagi has done the same thing before, explaining that he does stuff like temporarily assist to help set them up to win. Isagi looks at him straight ahead and tells him that it's true and that he has done it before. Karasu then tells him that it's just the same thing that he himself did now, saying that if he wants to talk about life as a striker, then what about Gagamaru, who is currently playing goalkeeper, or all the guys playing defense, saying that none of them are strikers? Isagi right here is struggling to come up with a comeback to Karasu's argument, and says that it's just something about his new attitude that doesn't sit right with him. This makes Karasu extremely kind of disrespected, as he asks him what he means, saying that he can't just go and diss him if he can't even verbalize it. After that, he gets this awesome looking panel where he has an aura coming right off him with a bunch of feathers around him. He stands up with a phenomenal posture as he tells Isagi that, unlike what he is doing, at least he is trying to change for Bluelock's sake. Hearing that sentence makes something tick in Isagi's brain, as it finally looks like he came up with something. After that, he tells Karasu to hold up, telling him that it's just that which has been bugging him. Karasu looks back and asks him what he means. Isagi then explains that he just said that he is doing it for Bluelock's sake, anything besides playing soccer for themselves, telling him that this isn't the way of the egotist. We then see a small panel at the bottom where we have Karasu's eye, and it looks like he got super annoyed. We also see Hiyori, Bachira, and Chigiri looking over there as they start to wonder what it is that is going on, as they most likely started to overhear their conversation. Isagi then continues with his speech, as he says that all of them are aiming to be the world's best striker, explaining that Karasu deviated from that philosophy because of what Hugo said. Isagi then puts his hand on his chest and looks so insanely dope as he says that now he is prioritizing the team's victory as a second best, ending it by telling him that it's not the Bluelock way. That whole speech makes Karasu look super angry and outright pissed off as it gets dark around him, and he tells him to then go on and score a goal, calling Isagi trash, which now I don't want to pick sides, but it's a bit unnecessary, I will admit. And honestly, I feel like Isagi agrees, as he is super caught off guard by that, as he doesn't even understand what he means with it. Karasu then is the one who gets into a deep speech, as he says that since he isn't effective as a striker, he is trying to change based on their opponent's opinion, asking Isagi what it is about that. He takes a deep breath as he asks him if it would be the Bluelock way to let France kick their asses just for Isagi's sake. It then looks like Karasu's eyes really get lit with some sort of insane determination as he looks straight at Isagi deep into his eyes and tells him that it looks to him that the one spinning his wheels and acting like number one and trying to ruin Bluelock is Isagi himself, also ending it by calling him an ordinary person, which, yeah, is not necessary at all, to be honest. Anyway, Isagi heard it, and it makes his entire world get flipped upside down as it gets blank in his mind. After that, he completely locks in, and he gets super close to Karasu as he screams right in his face that he is thinking about Bluelock as well. Isagi screams so hard and gets so angry that his face veins even start to pop out, and he looks furious as he tells Karasu that he is working so hard and that he has been racking his brain about what he needs to do as the best in Bluelock, continuing and about to talk more about Bluelock, but Karasu then cuts him off and tells him that he just said it himself, Isagi just said that he did it for Bluelock, and with that, he asks Isagi how in the world he is any different from him. And that makes Isagi get a real reality check, it looks like, as he doesn't know what to say anymore. But luckily, the captain of the team, Aiku, then arrives just in time as he breaks it up and puts his hand on Isagi's head and shakes it around a bit. He tells them that it's enough and tells both of them to just chill out. He starts to smile as he looks at them and explains that they are both right and asks what if they are trying to think about it all in another way, saying that there's no denying that Karasu's method got results and the egotistic philosophy Isagi's talking about is important too, so let's make use of both. He puts both of his hands together and says that they will fight with all that they have got while finding a new shape for Bluelock to win. He then starts to smirk and gets a bit of a devious smile as he asks them how it sounds. Isagi sounds a bit hesitant, but he says sure, and Karasu says that it's fine by him, as he says that in any case it seems like it's time for Bluelock to change. And as he says that, we can spot Ego sitting and chilling on the bench, and I wonder so extremely much about what is going through his mind at this exact point. We then move on to the France team, and Charles says that they caught up to them, and he says that it's super annoying by them. Loki adds onto the conversation as he says that he himself thinks that it will be more fun than shutting them out. Hugo, the dead-looking guy, adds on that he is on Loki's side and that it sounds good, explaining that he will keep leading this field towards its destiny. And with that, the restart of the match is on, as Hugo passes the ball over to Loki on the side who catches it right away. Loki already has a steam of aura coming off his body, but to try and stop him, it's Rin who looks like he's about to enter his beast mode, and I believe that it can be his time to shine soon. Anyway, he tells Loki to just try it and calls him a perfectionist freak, telling Loki that he wants a goal so badly that he can't stand it anymore. With that, we see that the matchup between the two of them is beginning, and Loki responds to Rin's trash talk by telling him that he is the exact same and that he is also dying for a goal. We then get over to Isagi, who is currently in his own head. He thinks that they have settled on their strategy for now, but that they haven't solved the fundamental issue yet. We then get a close-up right to his face as he continues his inner monologue and says that the goal that Karasu and Hiyori made will be hard to use now that France is ready for it, explaining that its reproducibility is too low. He looks at the current battle between Loki and Rin and says that nothing will change unless he can make himself effective, but there's no way in hell that he will live as the second best. Just then, Hugo creeps up right behind Isagi, and he is actually like right in him. Almost, he goes right to his ear and slightly whispers to Isagi that second best is just another kind of ego. Isagi is just in total awe, wondering why this creep is almost right by his face. He then looks to his side, where they catch each other's faces, and Hugo tells him that being isn't
good for you, stream. This is an excellent free stream. You got this well, Psyche's like 5'9". Higo is like 6'1", 6 foot something, 6'1". Yeah, he's 6'1". Bro, this nigga is towering over him. Look at him like this. His chin is on his shoulder. Look at that. Look at him. He's horrified. Look how fast he turns around, bro. Because weird. This nigga's kind of weird. Weird. Yeah. Yeah, he's very opinionated. He's very opinionated. Oh, this gosh, this nigga's a yapper. Oh my gosh, yeah. He like, come on, here you go. Oh, that's kind of tough. Oh, that's mm. Now he's more interesting. Bro, the detail of this art is tough. Bro, he is very good at the author. Alright, yo. Alright, yo. Alright, yo. I think I'm gonna go ahead and stream, yo. I'm so, like, I'm like, everything is going up, but like, I feel like I'm not. Go back to Twitch, YouTube. Look at Twitch. I don't know, yeah, but go ahead and stream, yo. I'll catch y'all boys later. Maybe it might be on Twitch. Alright, chat. Yeah, see y'all later.